The Tri-Valley area, located on the eastern side of the San Francisco Bay Area, is home to some of the most successful and populated residential cities. These cities include, but are not limited to, Pleasanton, Livermore, Dublin, Tracy, and even Manteca. Considering the growing rate of housing and employment in the Tri-Valley, many do not recognize the problem of homelessness occurring in their own towns. The increasingly high numbers of homeless people in the Tri-Valley is upsetting because in Livermore alone, the most populated city in the valley, has only 2 homeless shelters. The reason many are finally acknowledging this problem is because they are interfering with their daily life by camping in public places. There is also the ongoing issues of those seeking shelter being displaced. The Tracy Press states that during a census in 2015 of the unsheltered homeless people in Tracy, there were 134 homeless adults and children living within the Tracy town lines. Major towns must cooperate with the county and even government to receive more coverage towards homeless shelters. Members within the communities have also found that homeless people tend to have recurring problems such as violence, public intoxication, and public urination. Although these are valid issues, I propose that the community comes together to find more homeless shelters and resource centers. Homeless people need to have more resources available to them. Based on the amount of displaced homeless people living within these successful Tri-Valley cities, everyone should have these benefits. Everyone benefits from the solution because those that were solely living on the street can now have a stable environment to live, and those in the community can feel more at ease with the homeless people contained. Everyone in the United States deserves to be treated like a human, no matter what their nationality, background, or financial status is. For those facing homelessness, basic rights and needs are most often not provided. Without anywhere to go, they head to the streets to try and survive on their own. In Manteca, business owners first complained of homeless people lingering nearby and using any connecting water pipes to shower or use the bathroom. Due to protection from the police force, these water lines are closed off and homeless people have no choice but to publicly urinate and defecate. According to the Manteca Bulletin, they found a short-term solution by introducing portable toilets around Manteca for homeless people to use. The city found that this was a cost-efficient project that could only benefit their current problems, as homeless people could then have a safe and secluded place to use the bathroom and the community stayed clean. Portable toilets are sufficiently priced and can easily be removed without consequences if they are being misused. I have partially witnessed some of these problems occurring around the shopping center that I work at in Livermore. Consistently, I would find homeless people camping on the back lot located near the trash cans and the area with smell of urine. Gradually, I saw others taking notice of this as well, and after several complaints, they were evacuated from the area by local police force, and the area was sanitized. Although I am able to understand that the communities need to be sanitary, I also recognize that they're human and simply need to use the bathroom in any location they find. Opening up more shelters seemed like an easy solution to this problem, but in fact takes a lot of time and effort, especially from the community within the city. Knowing these difficulties, I find that this is just one step in solving the homeless problem occurring, but it is a promising start. If we cannot offer humans one of the most basic human rights, a safe and private place to use the bathroom, how can we claim to provide for all citizens? The funding of short-term projects, such as Manteca City Council's portable bathrooms, can lead to a higher revelation and including more functioning shelters. This is some wishful thinking because some homeless people do not want the extra attention and can rebel. For residents and frequent visitors of downtown Livermore, this problem has begun to occur. The line between different groups facing homelessness can vary based on situations or town atmospheres. Many can coexist with homeless people and do not interfere with their daily life. This ongoing friendly attitude changes once people begin to feel threatened. In Livermore, residents tended to ignore homeless people and neither help or defy them, but this changed when a group of homeless adults began to shoplift. As they are very desperate for food and supplies, they would walk in together and shoplift and assault anyone that comes in their way. Events like these, although negative, adds pressure to the city to finance more shelters. The news station KRON 4 acknowledges that homeless groups were starting to wander into downtown Livermore stores among 1st and 2nd Street, a popular dining and shopping area. One community member even stated that any store nearby a creek where homeless people usually set up camp is completely avoided by her family. This is a common reaction as people fear that homeless groups cannot be controlled and instead choose to avoid them. I can understand this mindset as they have to protect themselves and their own families first, but again, we are forgetting that homeless people are still a part of society. If these people feel so helpless that they have to steal and scavenge for their meals or a simple blanket, then that should be taken as a cry for help. Instead, they are seen as a developing threat and police forces used to keep them under control. The funding of some organizations such as Open Heart Kitchen and Goodwill will allow others to achieve readily available items without needing to steal or become violent. If Livermore can work together to provide donations for those facing homelessness, the thought of another homeless shelter could be in the making. For residents of the Tri-Valley, change is possible, especially in this growing economy. One of the most successful areas in California, the Tri-Valley area, is currently facing an ongoing problem with homelessness. Areas such as Livermore, Tracy, and Manteca are denying these people some of their basic human rights. The shelters currently in place cannot hold the amount of people that they need to and are very low in supplies. Based on the amount of displaced homeless people living within these successful Tri-Valley cities, I propose that the communities come together to fund more successful shelters and resource centers. The building of more nonprofit organizations where homeless people can find refuge will greatly affect these upcoming cities and communities. Having somewhere that homeless people can readily access supplies and shelter will decrease the public urination, displacement, and shoplifting occurring in these cities. Although there is more that they can be improved on, I do acknowledge that the Tri-Valley has showed some support to this ongoing fight, such as providing resources like the website CityServe, which shows a variety of shelters and programs serving Dublin, Sarah Pleasanton, Livermore, and beyond. Homelessness is not a problem that only the Tri-Valley is facing. California is constantly evolving in a highly populated state. Knowing this, homelessness should be more contained because state funding is based upon population. The safety of these communities and homeless people are at risk if they continue to not be treated like the humans that they are.